love the fact that you're speaking to your children about that. Because it's like most people think that their kids won't understand something like that. So, an ideology or, a topic that's that broad. Things that we usually don't learn until we're adults, but you're already
Right.
teaching your children that. That's powerful. That's
Tab,
honestly,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I have a son, black son, right? And so in this day and age, a lot of things that you would normally teach them a little bit later in life, right? You have to prematurely teach them anyway. You have to prematurely expose them anyway. And so oftentimes the conversations are, a delight of my heart. It's a reaction to society that I have to protect my kids from. And that's literally the reality of it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want them to learn when they're in the mistake. I want it to be what they use to deter themselves from it.
Right. And it's crazy. It's funny that you say that because things that we have to learn, or we have to actively, not necessarily, we ourselves typically don't learn certain things until we're adults. And so the generation now, we now know that, oh yeah, we need to be teaching our children this at birth. But if you look at other races, particularly whites, these people know this stuff from birth. So they don't have to work on generations of people actively remembering to teach your child this thing. Don't forget, they don't have to do that. It's in them to do. But us, we have to remember to teach our children that. And that's why this Juneteenth, I'm hosting an event. It's called the Emancipation Movement, Rising Above the Shackles. The whole point of the event is to share that knowledge so that it becomes a habit. This knowledge that we eat, a lot of us have, we don't share with each other. Maybe it's in competition, or maybe it's that same slave mentality where we feel like, we're maybe not good enough to share it, or whatever the issue is. We need to share that knowledge, the things that we're supposed to know from birth, but we don't because our parents didn't teach us. And it's not their fault. Their parents didn't teach them. But if we could start right now sharing that knowledge and talking, having those conversations that we teach our children, when our children get older, they're going to be teaching their children and their children. So like what we do now, it won't be for us. What we are teaching and even things that we're learning right now, it's not for us, but it's for the next generation so that 3-4 generations from now, you won't look at Black people. You won't look at the Black culture and be like, oh, they're oppressed. How? When? Y'all, we fixed that 2021. Correction. So it's like that. Man.
Love it. I love it. That's awesome. Awareness, exposure. You don't know what you aren't exposed to. You don't know if you aren't exposed. Right. And so the fact that you're about to bring it to light, because if you notice, sis, the last year was really, really the moment of, I don't know, epiphany for the world.
That's right.
Really exists. Was even heartbreaking and uplifting all at the same time. Like, damn, y'all unaware. You know what I'm saying? But it's so important. And I'm so happy that you're doing that because it needs to be taught for everybody to understand.
That's right.
It's been used to, you talk about it being international, and my husband, he watches a lot of soccer. I'm talking about soccer, y'all, but they call it football. So he watches a lot of soccer, and now what they're doing in the Premier League, before every single game, they stand there in silence and they say there's no room for racism. And they were doing that, of course, after George Floyd died. And it's like, now the world wants to protest? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's good. There's awareness now. Congratulations. Great. But where y'all been for the past 400 years? Like, you didn't know.
Like people always like to say, I'm woke. But are you aware? You can be awoke and be drowsy.
Right. Exactly.
But are you aware?
I like that.
Oh, right? Right? But are you aware? It's two totally different things. And so
that's true.
Are you aware? You might be woke. Right?
That's real.
That's funny.
But to piggyback on what you guys are saying, the coronavirus, this pandemic, it has served as a blessing and a curse. You understand? For real. Because there's a lot of people that have picked up bad habits and addictions during the pandemic because they had nothing else to do. And they have people like myself that have done away with their bad habits and their addictions. You understand? You know what I mean? So, and I'm a very black and white person, as Torsion Mystique knows. I have a hard time finding the gray area in things. because either I feel like either I'm going to do it or I'm not. Either I love you or I really don't like you. You understand? You know what I mean? Like so I try to bring my positivity into situations, because I mean, if I'm having a bad day, it's evident all over my face. I cannot change that. So that's why I try to minimize my bad days. And yes, people, you have control over your bad days. Why? Because life is about perspective. You understand? And Tab is a testament to it. You understand? You heard her sort of set of circumstances. Her and her husband actually could have given up. They could have stayed in this bad situation that they were involved in within their business and stayed in Ohio. No, they said, you know what? Our perspective and our objective is greater than the turbulence that we're going through. Life is about perspective.
And you said that
every day.
When you said that, I was just thinking that. I was like, Tab, you were talking about your story and what you went through. And I'm like, you say it so easy. Like, you're able to just tell the story. Like, this is what happened and we went through this. And you're saying it with a smile on your face. And I'm thinking,
right,
that positivity that you radiate is incredible. Because even myself, I claim to be a pretty optimistic person. I'm pretty positive. I don't think I would have that same positivity to even talk about what I went through, let alone, get through it with a smile. And so it's like, I know it must have been difficult, but yet you're able to just be like, it happened. Like, what you want from me? This is what happened. Like, where do you get that positivity? Where does that come from?
Because it's almost like that, been there, done that, right? And I don't want to sound like let me tell you a story real quick, and then I'll answer the question. Like, you know what, Mom, I think I can take care of it. I can do what you do. I mean, you make it look easy, and all I could do was just crack up, because I was like, easy? I don't even know what that looks like. I don't even know what easy is. I don't even know what hard is. I don't even know what any of this stuff is. I just know how to do, right? And so if you want me to be honest with you, right? Depression has had me. Anxiety has had me. Poverty has had me. Brokenness has had me. Confusion and chaos has had me. All of it has had me. But at this point in my life, none of it, none of what life has for me can have me, because greater he that is in me than me. And it's just no way that there's no circumstance that I've not been through that God has not put me through for a reason, that I've gotten through for a reason, right? And so moment, I will not be depressed. I decree that I will not have anxiety. I come here. None of it is mine. None of it belongs to me.
It's not yours. You're not claiming it.
I did an interview with a magazine here in Atlanta, and they Voyage ATL, you guys got to check it out. And so they asked, what's your story? And I always marvel at that question, because I said a story is just that. It's a story. It's formatted for the viewers or the readers. It's for to invoke a particular response, right? And so for me, it's not about my story. It's about the experiences and what I got from them, right? Because if you ask me a story, I'm going to paint it just as beautiful as I want for you guys.
That's right.
Ask me my experience. Now you ask me a totally different question.
Wow.
Very woo. And that's real. What you just said. That's real. Like, you might hear somebody's story and all that, but we don't see the trials and tribulations that, are embedded in that story at all. You understand? When you see someone's come up, that's why when I look at people that are jealous of others, I say, wow, you don't even know what the hell happened for them to get there. Are you about that life? Can you go through that to get that money? You understand? If you're not, you should just alleviate your jealousy. Because if you're gonna be jealous of me, be jealous of everything that comes along with me.
That's right.
You understand? For real. Just don't be jealous of the success.
That's right.
Be jealous of the failure part too.
Exactly. I want you to meet me in my valley, bro. And I want you to be jealous of that valley, right? I want you to be jealous of that dark place. I want you to come to the wilderness and be jealous, right? Like, don't be at the top of the mountain, right? And be jealous. I want you to come into this dark spot and be jealous. Into this depression. I want you to come into this anxiety and be jealous, right?
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Be jealous of the holistic person. It's
Okay.
basically, you know, if you're going to want my fortune, I want you to want the things that, you know, are discomforting. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? If you're going to be jealous of Quan John, you got to say, you know what? I wish I was legally blind too. Who would say that? No one.
Right.
No one would say that. If you be just a Quan John, you should be wishing that you wake up legally blind.
Right.
Right?
Exactly right.
So think about it, man. So Tab, you were speaking about this this candle endeavor that you and your husband is about to embark. You want to talk about that a little bit? What's that all about?
Oh, yes, right. Like I love candles. I love candles. I mean, I love meditation candles, vodka candles, long candles, small candles, any kind of candles, right?
Right.
And the candle company is called Abide. And that was the central verse that changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
Abide in me, because apart from me, you can't live. And that was exactly what it was. Apart from God, I was completely dead. I was like a zombie, right? I was just walking. I was just walking. I was walking and being. I was just a shell of a person, right? Because I wasn't living and dwelling and being and seeking and wanting him, right?
Right.
And that I know that the literal foundation of everything that I do has to be a partnership with what he says is good for my life and good for his glory, right? And so that's where it comes from, right? Abide. And candles are meant to drive. I know it's a lot, but this candle company is so meaningful to me, because everything from the shape of the jar to the color of the packaging to everything is so important. Everything has a meaning. The square shape has a meaning. You understand what I'm saying? The words, everything has a meaning. And I just want to be able to light people's world, right, with God's spirit. If you light an Abide candle, you're immediately engrossed and lit up by the Spirit of God. Right now, God is right now, this candle is worth goodness. This candle is worth love and peace and faithfulness, right? And I just want to share, because we've all been in dark places, and we all will go in dark places.
Absolutely.
But the only thing that drives out darkness is light.
Absolutely.
That's the only thing that drives out darkness. And that was the only thing that drove the darkness out for me. And so I was able to give somebody not just a beautiful candle that smells amazing and like that has a crazy burn time, but I want to give the constant realization that there will be no darkness as long as you have the light.
Got you. Will this be an online business or actually storefront?
It's going to be online for starters. Process of doing the website and all of that other good stuff. We just got our other scents in. So we're starting off with 4 scents, and they smell so wonderful. And because it's coming prayerfully Mother's Day weekend, all of the scents will be named after the fruit of the Spirit, right?
Got you.
And so we're going to get the sense that most embodies mothers. Mothers are love. Mothers are they are patient. Mothers are patient. Are kind. Mothers are gentle. So those are the 4 spirits we're going to start with. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to just share and create.
How do I get one?
Okay, so I'm going to start pre-orders in about 1.5 weeks. And right now there is an Instagram page. It's Abide Candle Co. So Abide Candle Co. And I haven't posted anything because I literally just created the Instagram page, but I'm going to do a pre-sale. And the candles are going to be 8.5 ounces. And if you get one for pre-sale, we'll do 10% off and free shipping. And so once people go out, you'll be able to it'll be everywhere. Like I do my podcast, I'm probably going to blast it out as much as I can everywhere, you know. And then Mother's Day weekend, I'm going to have a sale. I'm going to have a super dope sale so that all the moms can get a candle.
Okay.
Wow. But like free shipping internationally?
Oh, sis, you and I.
See, in the motherland.
Oh my gosh, you know what? I'm going to have to make an exception for this month. I'll make an exception. I will have an exception.
Okay, bet.
Yeah.
So you said Abide Candle Co. because we're going to put that in the description.
Yep. If you follow Abide Candle Co., that's where we are on Instagram for right now. And I'll start shirts and all of that other good stuff. But just, just support the brand, support
Black businesses, man. All day, every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We usually at the end of our podcast, we ask our guests this fundamental question. And I want to ask it to you, madam. You look great, and I don't know how old you are. You're probably 22. Who knows? I mean, but when you were a much younger woman, let's say 18 or so, 19 or so, what would you have told or whispered in Tab's ear to actually smooth out her ride? What would you have told Tab that you know now that you didn't know then?
That's so funny because
think about it.
Age that you asked is when I was actually becoming a mother. And so in that moment, I think that I would have listened to my own mother. If I could tell my 18 or 19-year-old self anything, it would be, you don't know everything. That's why God gave you mom. Listen to your mother.
That's right. You know what? I definitely second that. I'm a second, third, and fourth that. Woo! I wish I'd listen to mommy.
Yes.
She tried to tell me, what are you doing, boy? Stay away from that little girl. She don't know her like that.
Yes. I'm telling you. Yes. It would be my ear.
Say that again.
Say that one more time, Tab.
I said it would be my mother's voice in my ear.
Well put. Ms. Portia Mystique, final thoughts, comments?
I mean, if we could take anything, if our viewers could take anything away from this podcast, this episode, it's two things. One, faith. Have faith. We talk about it all the time. We say it all the time. It's in our Black anthem. Lift every voice. Faith is one of the most important things. But I think in this episode, that was the one thing that stands out. In all three of our stories, we've had multiple.
Right.
The one common denominator was faith. And that's the only reason we are where we are. The three of us, even in our own personal lives, the only reason we are where we are is because of faith.
That's right.
So there's that. And then two, the second thing I want you guys to take away is positivity. Because Tab, you are the epitome of positivity. And not even just positivity for yourself, but in life, in everything that you do, in your work, raising children, being a wife. Like, positivity is everything. And it's not until just now that I'm realizing how I kind of glossed over positivity in my own life. Not that I'm negative or nothing like that, no. But I never paid attention to how important it actually is until we spoke to you. So I want to thank you for putting those two on blast, y'all. Faith and positivity. Put it in the comments. I want everybody to just comment faith and positivity. That's it. Just write that. Faith and positivity.
Just write that.
Because it's everything. It's everything.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. So, No Interruptions can be found via Anchor. Am I right, Tab?
Oh, you can find No Interruptions wherever you find your favorite podcast: Apple, Google, Pandora, iHeart, Anchor, Spotify, wherever you listen to. Just type it in Google and you'll come up with No Interruptions, or you can follow it on Instagram, No Interruptions Podcast.
Right. And don't forget to follow Abide Candle Co. on Instagram.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Cop those candles.
Yes. Thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine. It's been such an enlightening experience, and I'm so grateful and humbled by having been here. Thank you.
No problem. So, from Tab OBIENU, Portia Mystique, Quan John, Motivation Motives, 100, y'all.
Bye.